You had a great episode where you talked about porn. And I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who's watching. If you're watching, I'll be honest with you. I struggle with it. I always have. I enjoy it. Like, you know how somebody can watch a football game.
Yeah.
I can watch a porn episode and be with the popcorn chilling. You know what I mean? People don't really consider porn an addiction.
Yeah.
And I will say that it may be. What do you think?
I was addicted to porn. that was one of my my podcasts was about me being addicted to porn, man. And I could remember, literally, dude. I remember the first titty I seen.
I do too.
I remember the first magazine. I remember the first video, and that was back when I was, 7th, 8th grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since then, then it was just magazines. I remember them going from magazines to VHS to DVD to the internet.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, man, I was totally addicted. And the crazy thing is, it is an addiction, man, and it's dangerous.
Talk to me about the danger of it.
The danger of porn is, and me, and I'm gonna let everybody know I'm a follower of Christ. I'm a believer.
That's why you
so
here,
so everything that I say, I like to always break that down. Everything I say comes from me being a believer.
Yeah.
So, Scripture even teaches us if you even think of a woman lust for it in your heart, you committed adultery.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, But then I also look at it this way: we are all made in God's image. So when I was watching these videos, before I was addicted to it, and I'm watching these videos, I'm looking at these women that are made in God's image, just like me, and they have a father, they a sister, they these things, and they getting these men are taking advantage of them. Right. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I was addicted to it. I'm like you, I could sit and watch porn, eating popcorn, analyze it, break it down like I'm an analyst. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is the crazy thing, though, and people that's watching this, you knew me growing up.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks knew how I was. When me and my wife, when we got married, check this out. This is crazy. I had a tub at this big.
Yeah.
One of them plastic tubs you get at Walmart.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I keep some T-shirts in them.
Yeah.
To this day.
Well, I kept porn videos in
wow.
it. I had DVDs, so you can
Wow.
imagine how many DVDs was in there. I had that filled up.
Yeah.
So when I got saved, I knew that was my stronghold. I knew, honestly, and this is no disrespect or how you going through whatever. I knew that I couldn't balance looking at women like that and then having my wife over here. I knew that would be taken away from her.
Okay.
So I threw the porn in the trash can when we got married. Outside.
I heard you on that your episode. You said that.
I threw it in the trash can, and the next day I went back out there to the trash can and got it out and was cleaning them off. That's how addicted to it I was. I was like, whoa, wait a minute,
That's
I can't
like
get
Pookie.
man. Hey, it was like, when I threw it out, it was like that night I was thinking like, man, that was some good DVDs I had, man. Some of these, what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
And I went back out and I cleaned them off, man. I had to pray, man. Like a lot of people don't realize, you a man.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
And you deal with lustful thoughts. And I knew that I couldn't be delivered from man unless I had God. There was no way. Like me, myself, my wife knows that I was addicted to porn.
Right.
And she knows that I have to stay away from it. So there's not nothing. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I don't struggle with it still. I do struggle with it still, but I know I have to stay away from it because I know how I was and I dive back into it. You know what I mean? It's all or nothing. So, man, I realized when I was doing it, when I was looking at it, it would put a spirit in my house, man. If I looked at it, even if my wife didn't know I was looking at it, she could come in the house and be like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What you mean, what's wrong with me? I ain't done nothing."
Yeah.
But really, I done looked at porn for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And she could see the spirit. She was like, "Something, you ain't right." You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you?
No,
and of course I'm denying it, but it's like, that was what was wrong. That spirit was coming off of me. So now I got a daughter, and I know I don't want my daughter looking at stuff like that. I don't want nobody looking at my daughter like that, So I put everything in this big bucket, and I'm like, okay, is it worth me still looking at it? It's not, because then I could see, look back, I could see how it was pulling me away from my wife because it puts you into this fantasy world.
Yeah, it does.
And if you watch it enough, you put this in your fantasy world, and then you expect your wife to do some of the things that you seeing these people getting paid to do.
Yeah.
And then you like, why you ain't doing that? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because, you know, I've always had an appetite.
Yeah.
Even, well, I don't know. I would say before porn, you know what I'm saying? I've always had an appetite, right? But I think with porn, like you said, you bringing that to her and expecting her to just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And now that you break it down like that, and I sit here and I really think she was right on that one. That maybe I should cut back on it.
Yeah.
And I'll do what I can.